Ruth, I didn't know whether to cycle here or park up and walk, but I found that I parked at the Guildhall, walked through Green Park Station, along Stoddart Drive, and hey presto, I'm here. But I got to say, you're a little out of the city centre now. Is that an issue?
No, it's not really. We think this site is much better for us actually as a charity. We've got some parking spaces, which we never used to have. So people don't have to sort of perch on the loading bay and panic about bringing their repairs into us or picking up a heavy carpet cleaner. It's much more relaxed. We've got our own bike rack. And most of our volunteers cycle, most of our staff cycle. So that's really fantastic as well to be able to accommodate that. And, you know, our people that come and use us tend to book in advance. And it's lovely that they don't have to battle with the congestion in the centre of Bath now. It's much calmer experience for people to get their things repaired or to borrow something from our library.
Did you leave or were you pushed?
Well, we did need to leave because we knew that the council, who'd very kindly been allowing us to use the George Street shop, needed to fix the roof quite urgently. So we needed to find a new home. But I have to say that having moved, we feel like we've been here for years now. It's a fantastic space. It's all on one level, which our George Street shop wasn't before, which removes the sort of treacherous stairs that we were having to navigate with heavy library items. We, you know, it's much more sociable for our volunteers because it's all on one level. It's bigger, so we've got more storage for our library of things. We've got our own parking.
You've sold it.
Lots of things. So we love it here.
Now, look, for the benefit of those who don't know what this charity does, it splits neatly, doesn't it, into two, sharing and repairing. Can you just give us a brief idea of what you are doing?
That's very true. Yes, no, we do a lot of sharing and a lot of repairing. So we started off 8 years ago with repair cafes. So we're all about encouraging people to repair their stuff rather than buying new stuff. And they can either bring it to us here or they can go to one of our 11 repair cafes out in the community and give us a donation in return for a repair. And we repair quite a lot of the stuff. So about 75% of the stuff we see we can repair. So we can save people a lot of money.
What sort of things do you repair?
Oh, we get a lot of kettles, toasters, coffee machines, printers, that sort of thing. But then we also get things that have great sentimental value. So we do a lot of sewing repairs. So people's items of clothing that they've had for a long time and they'd really like to keep hold of, or teddy bears and things. So you know, it's a huge mix, and that's part of the fun really for our volunteers, is you never really know what you're going to get from day to day. People just turn up with something at a repair cafe and you have to do it, or they turn up here and you do have a vague idea because they have the book in here, but you never really know what you're going to have to do.
In the back of my mind, I've got the BBC's repair barn. Is that you or something completely different?
It's probably a similar ethos. It's about keeping your stuff for longer, putting less stuff on the planet. But I would say that probably the TV show focuses much more on big restoration of items. Now, we occasionally do that, but it's really more about fixing easy things, helping other people know how they could maybe fix it in the future, and keeping those things going for longer rather than a big restoration of something that's been in the family for years.
Is it difficult to get the people to do the repairs, the people who are skilled at sewing or electronics or engineering?
No, fortunately, we always seem to have enough repairers. We're really fortunate that we have lots of people volunteering with us. In fact, we've currently got over 230 people volunteering with us. Not all repairers. I mean, I would stress that you don't have to be a repairer to help us. You know, we have lots of different roles. So we have front of house roles, we have bakers, we have graphic designers, we have admin people, all sorts of people. So generally we can find a role for people if they want to get involved. But we are very lucky that we do get a lot of people who have either spent a career repairing things or you know, just have always done it and want to carry on and want to share those skills with their community.
Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Because both sides benefit. And a customer arriving now because we're standing right by the entrance to Share and Repair. You're going to be busy and you've only been open about 12 minutes. Ruth, let's get on to the sharing bit then. This is somewhere where you can donate things.
You can, but you can also borrow things.
Right.
So the main thing that we do from here is we have a library of things. So we have around 700 different items that you can borrow. You pay a very reasonable loan fee to borrow them, much cheaper than buying an item yourself. And it means that you don't need to sort of shell out for something that, for example, that we just had a lady bring a carpet cleaner back. So you probably would only clean your carpets once a year. Why would you buy a carpet cleaner, store it, when you could borrow one from us for a very reasonable price? And it then allows other people in the community to borrow it too. So anything that you might use intermittently, we probably have. So I would say check it out before you make a purchase. But we also collect in used small electrical items that are in good condition, and we work with other charities around Bath and North East Somerset to give those out to people on very low incomes who are setting up homes. So we work with sort of refugee charities, homeless charities, all sorts of different people who they may have been found some housing, but they don't have that money for a kettle, a toaster, a microwave, a sandwich maker, a small TV, those sorts of things that could really make their lives much more comfortable. So so we do that too. But we're big on, let's have less stuff on the planet. Why not keep your stuff for longer or borrow it instead of buying it?
So you're open to donations, but you might turn around and say, we've got 3 of those, thank you, but no thank you, but you never know.
Yes, I mean, it's always worth, I would say, before you sort of lug something up here and find that we've already got 6 of them and we probably don't need any more, is to give us a call or send us an email, preferably with a photo of what it is, and we can then sort of let you know whether we think that we can use it or not.
So people who want to know more, like opening times and also your share and repair cafes all around the area, are best to go onto your website. It's all on there?
It is, yes, definitely. That's shareandrepair.org.uk.
Ruth, 8 years in, you're doing well. Where do you go from here?
Well, we're currently looking for a more permanent home. So we've got 3 years in this space. So we've already started looking for where next. We want to really make sure that we're covering all our communities. So in the next few years, we want to branch out with sort of more repair cafes in communities that don't have them. And in November, we're launching our first lockers for the Library of Things, which are going to be at Mulberry Park Hub in Combe Down, which means that when we're not open, because we're not open all the time because we're run by volunteers, that you can come and pick up your stuff and drop it off, sort of like you would from an Amazon locker or something. And we're hoping that once we've worked out how to do those, we'll be able to roll those out in other locations as well. So hopefully everyone in our community will have borrowing and repairing on their doorstep.
And there goes the hand wire. Ruth, thank you.
Thank you.